right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Inside the LPGA podcast. I'm Hope Arnett, a host and reporter for the LPGA Tour, and look who I'm with, my girl, Emma Talley. Emma, how's it going?
Good, thanks. I'm getting fatter. But
A little bump. No, fat is not a good description because Emma looks adorable and you are literally pregnant. So, so
I
calm
use it as
down
my
over there.
drum.
Do you use it as a table yet? Is it big enough to like set
Nah,
things on it?
not yet.
Mm, you'll get there.
I'll
You'll
get
get
there.
there. No, that actually sounds kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch my sister do that, and I was like, dang, that's kind of relaxing. But we are back in Arizona, which is always a great place to be, obviously, just for golf in general, but especially for the LPGA Tour. I feel like we have a lot of fans in Arizona, and it is the Ford Championship presented by Wild Horse Pass, and we are at Whirlwinds Golf Club. We've never played this course before. Emma, have you ever played it? Like just yeah, just like for fun or
Yeah,
anything like
I
that?
haven't played it. I've heard good things. I think it's gonna be a great week. I know that it's gonna be a hot one this week, crispy. So
Yes.
it's always interesting because the girls are coming off a bit of a 2 week break off of winter, so the greens are usually firm. So and I've heard great things about the golf course. It'll be at the casino, so that's kind of fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch, and I think everyone loves going to Arizona, especially this time of year.
Yeah, it'll definitely be crispy. So everyone wear your sunscreen, guys and gals, because I know I'm gonna get burnt to a crisp. Even if I wear
Hmm.
sunscreen, like it doesn't matter. But no, it should be a good week. But before we get into the interview, which we'll get into here very soon, I actually just want to chat with you about the announcements that have come out in the last couple of weeks. And that is that we have our captains for 2026, the Solheim Cup teams. So Anna Nordquist is Europe's captain, which is amazing. She's been so involved in the Solheim Cup for so long, it feels like. So that feels very fitting. And then we got good old Angela Stanford, my fellow Texas gal. She is going to be the US team captain. And I just want to get your reactions, your thoughts to that, because it's kind of like a new era coming in for the Solheim Cup. So, yeah,
Yeah.
like, what are your thoughts on both of those announcements?
Oh, I was so excited for both of them. I think Anna Norquist, she's still playing. She's been on so many Solheim Cup teams. She's always successful. She's not a loud player, but she is on Solheim Cup. So I
Hmm.
think she's gonna be a great
Yes.
captain. I'm excited. She's kind of had a rough couple of years going through personal things. So I think this is just the boost that she needs. I think
Hmm.
she's gonna be a great captain, and she's still friends with all the players. So it's gonna be really cool to see her as a captain. And then Angela, obviously, I'm a USA girly, so
Yeah.
I think she's going to absolutely crush being a captain. I couldn't imagine anybody better for the role after Stacy than her.
Hmm.
Um, she just retired, and she is like the biggest red, white, and blue girl. She will
She
be
is.
hanging those flags all over the place. She'll be kind of like in your face about it, which I love.
I love it.
Me too. I love that about her, and I think she's just
Hmm.
really organized, and she knows all the players because she's still been playing. So she just retired this
Yeah.
past year. So um, great captain choices. I'm really excited. And what better place than the Netherlands? That is going to be so
I
cool.
know.
So,
That's
so
gonna be
cool.
awesome.
So I'm very excited to see them. Most of the time they stay on for 2 years. So I'm assuming that um, they both will if they want to. So that'll be exciting to
Hmm.
see Netherlands and then in Kentucky actually. So very cool.
Hmm. Yeah. No, I'm so excited. I mean, obviously that makes sense because it's the Solheim Cup, but it jumps back and forth from Europe and the US. And it's just always fun to see teams on their home soil and then the opposite of the US team going there. And it's just so cool to see all the fans and everything like that. So I think it's
It's
gonna be
going to be so
fun. And I
fun.
think I think when everyone saw those announcements, it was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like that adds
Yes.
up. So
So
yeah, that'll be
exciting. Big
that.
golf news.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Now we need to introduce your friend Emma because we're in Arizona
Yay.
this week, as we already talked about, and who better to have on than an Arizona girl herself? So tell us who's coming on and tell us a little bit about her.
Yeah, we are having Sarah Schmelly on today, and I'm just really proud as a friend and as a competitor. She definitely blossomed later in her career, but she still played 4 years at South Carolina. She won a tournament at South
Hmm.
Carolina individually. We both turned pro in 2016, played Epson Tour together, and we actually stayed together a little bit on Epson Tour, and then
Oh, I love
she got
that.
through Q School in 2019 and sorry, 2018. And 2019 was her rookie year. And the reason why I'm so proud is because she has just continually figured out how to get better every single year, which is really impressive.
Hmm.
It's really hard to just every single year get better. You don't see many players do that. And she has played so well that she got herself onto the 2024 Solheim Cup team last year. And it
Oh,
was so
yeah.
cool to watch her and get to be there with her. She has a total of 47 top 25s in just her short
That's
career and
crazy.
16 career top 10s. So I'm just really proud of her. She's a fierce competitor out there. You probably won't see that in her interview today because she's so nice. But when she's out on the course, she is like a different fierce competitor. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited to have her on for you guys to get to know her. She is an Arizona girly, Gamecock girly, and she's a great human being. So welcome, Sarah Schmelly.
All right, everybody, welcome the one and only Sarah Schmelzel, otherwise known as Sarah Schmelly. Sarah, thank you for joining the podcast. We're in your home. We're in Arizona.
Mhm.
How does it feel to be playing so close to home this week?
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. There's nothing really like a home week. It's just so comfortable. You know, you're going to have a bunch of family and friends come out, and it's really special to have a tournament week on the schedule where you know you're going to be at home. I treat it as like a six major. It's a huge week for me, so I'm really excited to get it started.
That is so exciting. And a new golf course this year, too.
Yeah, it should be really good. I mean, out by the casino and the hotel and everything, I think it's a really great facility. I think the golf course is in really good shape, and it'll just be a really good test. It's, that desert style golf course, so a little taste of, Arizona golf, which I think it's just going to be a really good test, a really good week, and it looks like the weather's going to be really good. So, maybe a
Yeah.
little toasty, but I kind of
Woohoo!
like
Yeah,
that.
it's going to be a little warm.
Yeah, that's okay. Um, Sarah, I had the privilege of, like in my intro to Sarah, Sarah and I have been friends for a long time. We're the same age, and we stayed a little bit together during Epson Tour back in the day. Everyone's journey looks so different, and I kind of explained in the intro kind of the last few years of your your golfing career. Your rookie year was in 2019. And you've just gradually gotten better. And as a player, from a player to player, I think that that's extremely, what's the word I'm looking for, Hope? It's extremely,
Difficult?
I'm proud of you. It's difficult to do. Yeah. Can you tell us in 2024, you kind of skyrocketed and you made the Solheim Cup team. Tell us like what that's journey been like and what kind of made all this come to fruition.
Yeah, I had a pretty bad finger injury from in the gym off season before the 2023 season. And I was still in that state of mind as a player where it was like I was terrified to take weeks off. So
Yeah.
it happened right before the season started. I went to a doctor. He was like, "You can play, but like it's not going to be good." And I was like, "No, I can do this." And it was not good. And I had a really tough 2023. I was fortunate to keep my card and have, good status for the next year still. But I think going through all of that, and it was almost like a tipping point of I can't continue to try to play golf in this like fight or flight panic mode of like, I hope I play well,
Mm.
I hope I do this, like, oh, I need to get here and get there. And so before the 2024 season, I just kind of changed a bunch of stuff. I changed swing coaches. I was still working with my same mental coach, but I hired a putting coach. I really, really got down to like the nitty gritty, especially with my mental
Mm.
coach on like, how do I break through this wall of like believing in myself, trusting in myself?
Mhm.
Was obviously doing a ton of new stuff technically, but was it was all really cohesive. I think it's the first time in my career that I've like really had a team where everyone is like really cohesive. We're all on the same page, all
Mm,
working towards one big goal. And I really think that that's made all the difference in the world. I'm constantly bouncing ideas, thoughts, feelings off of every single person on my team. And I
love
think
that.
having that support system around me has completely changed how I look at each week and also just the confidence I have. You know, if I'm going to the members of my team and we all agree on X, Y,
Hmm.
and Z, then I would just really trust my process more. And that's allowed me to just trust myself once I'm out on the golf course and out at tournaments every week. So it's definitely been a
Hmm.
full circle, like full journey kind of kind of situation.
You kind of mentioned like the mental side of your game and like being able to work for the LPGA. I definitely see all of that up close with you guys and, like how much it really matters. But I don't know if everyone really realizes that. Like a lot of people have mental coaches and there's like a lot of mental work that does go into it. So, like, what did that journey just in the mental side of it like for you? Because I feel like that's like the hardest part to kind of get under control.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, I've worked with him for a long time. I knew him in college, didn't work with him for the first few years I was on tour, and then I think we started up again in the 2021 season or after the 2021 season. And I would say like the type of work that changed was even more like off the golf course stuff. I think
Hmm.
originally I was kind of coasting through it and I was like, well, how can I be better just on the golf course? And
Yeah.
so you're working on routines and you're working on all these things that are just on the golf course. And I think what changed from 2023 to 2024, I was like, I need off the golf course the full treatment. How do I get better? And
Yeah.
it started a lot of like almost daily planning,
Hmm.
from my workouts to eating to how I journaled or how I did
Hmm.
X, Y, and Z. I think it's so much more of a full day process when you're in professional golf because your
Hmm.
entire day, your entire week revolves around golf. Even if you're in
Yeah.
an off week, it's hard to shut it off.
But
Yeah, I think the mental side of golf and professional golf, I think it never stops. And
yeah.
and it's definitely like you said, something that I don't think a lot of people either see or even realize,
Hmm.
unless you're kind of
Hmm.
in it.
I'm gonna go in a little bit just because I know we're friends and I kind of know I know all the secrets.
The
The
deets.
nitty
You
gritty.
mentioned changing your diet and like this year I mean you did you ate the same thing for breakfast every single day. Like you gave up almost a whole entire food group. And then on the flip side of things, I know that you've been really trying to like enjoy the day no matter what your score is. And I find that a lot of junior golfers and amateur golfers, their identity is so much in their score. And something that me and you have talked about a lot about is exactly that one thing is being able to have fun off the golf course and how important that is not to put your identity all up wrapped up in a score. And I know you've worked really hard with that. And what are some ways that you've done that? I mean, we travel so much, and I think people don't realize how much we travel, but you've really tried to have fun each place that we go. How do you do that? What are your keys to success of having fun? Because that's something that I definitely struggled with the longer I played on tour. And now you're a vet.
Yeah, that's crazy. Um, some of that mental stuff I worked on, I used to go to the golf course and I was like, I need to be here for 6 hours today. And if I'm not,
Mm,
then it wasn't a full
The
day. And
guilty.
I, right. And I kind of changed how I practice with that planning stuff. I would make, this is what I'm going to do full swing wise. This is what I'm going to do chipping. This is what I'm going to do putting. I almost made a checklist of how I would
mm,
practice. And once I got through that checklist, and by all means, that did not mean that I had an amazing practice that day. It didn't necessarily mean that I completed the drill that I wanted to or anything like that, but I put the effort in. I tried to complete that task. I basically would note how it went that day. And then after that, I felt like, okay, well, I did the golf part of my day. How do I go do the other part of my day? And once I kind of did
yeah.
that with the golf side, I was able to close that book for that day and then go do whatever else. So, I mean, I think for a long time I took for granted where we go, how many cool
Mhm.
places we are. And
Mm,
now I'm just like, I don't know. You never know when you're going to get the chance to go back. So I always try and do
yeah.
at least a few fun things, whether it's go out to dinner, go sightsee, or just do something with friends, kind of like just a shift in perspective of
Hmm.
I should really be taking advantage of of this opportunity that I have. It's like so easy to
Totally.
get caught up in the golf side that
Hmm.
just totally changed my perspective.
Yeah, we get to go to some pretty cool places. So
Hmm.
it is funny because you spend so much time at the golf course, and especially for y'all, like I'm just creating content. So like I can leave and like check out and be like whatever, you know. But that's good though that you're actually like starting to enjoy it and go to those you know, good restaurants and eat good food because that's like my favorite part about traveling
Hmm.
personally. But I want to shift a little bit because I know you like really look up to Annika Sorenstam. She's, you know, we've had her on the pod. She's pretty much the go.
Hmm.
She's awesome, and I know that you saw her 59, and it was just last week, 24 years ago when that happened. So just tell me like how that happened and your connection to Annika, and is that who kind of got you into the game or like made you want to play?
Yeah, so funny enough, I was in school, I was in elementary school, and I remember getting called to the front office. My parents had
Best
been members
feeling.
at Moon Valley forever.
Yeah.
And so grew up playing there. And
Mm.
I got called to the front office. I was like, oh no. And my dad was there. He was like, we're going to the club, like we're going to Moon Valley. We're going to go watch the tournament.
Oh,
Annika's doing something special. And I was really young. I don't remember much of the day, other
yeah.
than there were just a ton of people out there, and there was such a buzz about it. And I think it was so cool being at my home course. Like I saw it without the buzz every single day, and
Right.
then I suddenly see it around the tournament with the buzz. And from then on, I would go out every week that the tournament was there or in Phoenix in general and would follow Annika. That's all I wanted to do was follow her. And I would say just being able to experience like that buzz she created really sparked my interest in how amazing of a sport this was. And then just being able to watch her, how she competed, how she carried herself, like growing up for me, still being able to watch that, I was like, this is so amazing. I want to be
Hmm.
just like
Yeah.
her kind of a thing. So she's
Oh, I
just such
love
a
that.
great role model for all of us. She's incredible.
The goat.
Hmm.
The goat.
She really is. That's so crazy that you were there because you hear
Mm.
so much about it. You know, and we at the LPGA we talk about it so much. So I just love that you're there. And now you're on tour and you're doing your thing and you're crushing it. And speaking of crushing it, you were actually on the Solheim Cup team last year. It was your first time on the team. What was that experience like?
Oh man, you have these expectations that are already so high, and it blows them out of the water. It is the best week ever. From top to bottom, caddies, players, staff. It was the captains, assistant captains. I mean, Stacy and the assistant captains could not have made it a better week. It was so much fun, and obviously you guys were there and you got to experience it too. But it was obviously a dream come true. I look back now and I'm like, oh wait, I did that. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy because you dream about
That
it for
is.
so long as a kid and growing up
Hmm.
and on tour. It's always in the back of your mind, and just to be able to have experienced it is an absolute honor.
And what about the big news yesterday, Angela being named the next captain?
Yeah.
I think the world of her. I think she's been just from Patrick's perspective and last year getting to see it from my perspective. I think she's going to be a really great captain. What are your thoughts on seeing the big news yesterday?
I know. I'm so excited for her. She is such a great leader. She's such a great example for Team USA. I think she's really gonna thrive in that role. And I saw a quote this morning just about playing on, an international in the Netherlands rather than being in the US. And her personality, if you know Angela at all, it's just made for that. Such a grinder, so gritty, go in there, kind of chip on your shoulder. I think she's just going to be amazing in that role.
Yeah, she's going to be yelling USA very loudly, like not just voice vocally, but also like there's going to be so many flags and so much color. Like
Yeah.
she is a USA girl all the way. So
Hmm.
it's going to be super fun. Okay, enough about golf. Sarah, we want to know about you as a person. Tell the people, like, what do you do when you're home? Besides golf, we know you practice. We know what do you do for fun when you're at home, or what do you enjoy doing? Even I know you like I'm putting words in your mouth, but I know you like to travel, like to
You
New
know
York
me so well
City.
though, so it's like
Like what do you like to do for fun?
I mean, I've gotten into reading thanks to you. That was a few years ago. Emma got
Mm.
like, I don't even know how many people on tour into reading books, which is great. You're making us all smarter.
Love that.
So I love to do that. I love to work out. It's
Hmm.
a huge outlet for me. Um, and I don't know. I mean, Phoenix, Scottsdale has some of the best restaurants, so love to eat out when I'm at home.
Hmm.
Love to do that. Anything outside really here. I mean, the weather's always so good. You kind of feel guilty if you're not outside. So like if I
Hmm.
can get a hike in
That's
here and there,
so
or
real.
like do we have a bunch of outdoor shopping? I do like to shop.
Yes, she
So
does. Okay,
shopping.
okay, now that you've brought it up, what's your favorite bag you've ever
Oh
bought?
no. I haven't bought one in a couple
Yeah, but
years.
what's your favorite?
These um Man, I really like the last one that I bought in Singapore.
I was there.
Um but yeah, I know. You might not have been. There might have been another one in
Oh,
Singapore.
oh, oh.
I think
Bought
Singapore
a few in Singapore.
Singapore's a bag heavy place. Um
Hmm.
Yeah, Emma, I've such a funny story on Emma. So you talked about it when Yaelimi was on, and Emma's talking about, going to Bottega, and Emma's going to buy a Bottega bag, right? And I'm at Bottega with Emma, and I'm trying on bags, and I'm like, Emma, you don't have a bag. You got to treat yourself. You've been on tour for all this time. She's like, I
Yeah.
don't need a bag, but you should buy both of yours. And I'm like,
I'm a hype
okay.
girl. In my shopping,
Yeah,
You
seriously.
are.
in my shopping
I'm like, should I get
experience, I
this
don't
one or
like to.
this one? She's like, both. Get both.
She's like, why choose?
Yeah,
They're right
exactly.
here. Just take both.
Don't go shopping with me. You'll regret it.
No, she'll tell you to buy everything, everything.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's actually duly noted because I love to shop. And if I'm even somewhat peer pressured, I'm like, okay,
Yeah, same,
I'll buy
exactly.
them.
I'm like, I could always return it later. Never do.
Exactly. No, never end up returning it, but that's not the point. You got what you wanted, and
Yeah,
yeah, you'll thank yourself later. And
exactly.
Emma, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Um, what does I mean, we're still kind of talking about getting to know you, but what does like an ideal off week look like for you? Like, do you usually, how much do you practice? Like, I don't know. I'm just curious what that looks like off the road when you have a week off.
Yeah, so I guess it depends on how much time we have off. Like we had 2 weeks this after China. So I was home for, I don't know, I took probably like 4 or 5 days off of golf, and just kind of relaxed, tried to recover. I feel like right when you get back, it's like the non-glamorous stuff of like, gotta do my laundry and gotta unpack and do all that stuff. And then other than that, trying to see friends, try and fill in some time to see my friends that I don't get to see very often, obviously. Go to my favorite couple of restaurants, and then honestly, I love to be at home. So it's a lot of relaxing, a lot of recharging, just like at the house and
Yeah.
just soaking that
Reading,
in.
maybe.
It's very boring, I think. But even just going to like my local coffee shop, I think is so fun.
Hmm.
Just like just the little bits and pieces that make you feel like you're at home again when you first get
Hmm.
back is just as long as I get those in, then I definitely feel recharged.
Is your home like coffee shop? Because like sometimes when I was traveling so much, like even showering in my own shower with the big shampoo bottles like
Mm.
felt so good. Or like if the pillow,
With the big bottles, yeah.
yeah, like you're not just like trying to not have to buy another bottle, so you're just using a little bit because you know you're gonna wear a hat anyways.
Hmm.
But with the big shampoo bottles, you can just get all that in your hair.
Lather it up.
And even like eating a homemade lunch for me, that's something that I
Mm.
cherish so much. Like,
Yeah.
is it the coffee shop for you, or what's your favorite part of like home? Your pillow? I travel with my pillow. You don't, do you?
Yeah. I travel with my
Oh, you
pillow, but
do.
it's like when you take the pillow away from the bed, it doesn't have the same effect. So like when you get
Yeah,
home and
that's
it's in the
fair.
same bed, you're like, oh, I have the perfect concoction. I would say I would say like I truly feel at home like making my own breakfast in the morning and
Yeah.
then like
Mm,
being able to sit at like the breakfast table and just like chill and eat your breakfast. You're not having like
totally.
you're just making your own little thing
Yeah.
and it's like being able to go in and out of your kitchen and like grab what you want and stuff. It's like
Having salt
We're
and
simple
pepper.
rather
people.
rather than like the mini fridge.
Yeah,
So being able
exactly.
to make breakfast, I love making breakfast in the morning
Yeah.
and just like being able to eat it like calmly without like, when do I go to the range?
Mm,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
so nice.
That's fair.
Hmm.
Quickly going back to where we are this week in Arizona. Sarah, you grew up in one of the biggest and most successful girls golf programs in Phoenix, and now you're on the LPGA, which is, I think, just so, so cool and so full circle. But also, you're a girls golf ambassador. So how did that program like kind of shape you into who you are today and just being able to grow up around other like little girls playing golf and getting to know the game?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely introduced me into the game. I think Girls Golf of Phoenix has always done a really good job of mixing the competitive part of it, but also, the values that come with golf,
Hmm.
the friendship, the memories. And so it was all encompassing of what, you know, being a female golfer, I think would entail. So it was really kind of my introduction into it. And then it was always a place that was safe, to go to in terms of learning and growing. And so to be able to be in this position now, being on the LPGA tour, but also being a girls golf ambassador, I looked up to everyone on the LPGA when I was their age. So to have a full circle moment where I can be that person for them and excuse me, be a sounding board, be anyone that they can ask questions to. I'm just so lucky that I can be in that role now for them. I don't take that for granted, having it felt like not that long ago I was in their shoes. So it's
Yeah.
just really, really cool.
Yeah. It's always funny when you see like little 12 to 14-year-old kids and you're like, man, that feels like yesterday to me. And I don't know if you feel
Hmm.
like this either, Sarah, but everyone always asks like when I knew I was going to be a pro. And like, I feel like it's just this journey, it's you accomplish this and then you kind of go to the next level. And it's never this moment of like, I'm going to be on the LPGA tour. It's just kind of this stepping stone. And so I try to remind kids all the time just to have fun and to keep going because you never
Right.
know what your journey is going to be because it truly feels like that was yesterday when I started playing golf and now
Hmm.
like we're old.
Here you are.
We're old.
Got a baby on the
Now, yeah,
way.
we got a baby on the way. I am a baby, so it's gonna be interesting.
A baby raising a baby.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Good.
Sarah, do you have any like is there one memory or one drill or one day that sticks out to you in the girls golf program?
I always think about we had this like glow in the dark tournament at night. And
Oh,
it
that's
was
so
just,
fun.
yeah, we had glow in the dark balls. You put like this little glow stick in the middle of them.
Yeah.
And so you can hit them and go find them and everything. And it was on a little par 3 course. And I just remember how much fun it was. Like it was, I think girls golf really does an amazing job of keeping the fun element
Hmm.
in it. And it just, it was just little things like that that made me fall in love with it. So that for some reason that glow in the dark tournament really had an
That's
effect on
so
me.
fun.
It was just so cool.
Yeah, that is
I didn't
fun.
like you didn't know, like you don't think about being able to play golf at night. So
That's so
that was one of
cool.
my favorite memories from that.
That's awesome. They do like a
Hmm.
they do that on like a Friday night thing here at my club, and I've never done it
Hmm.
before, but I that's like one thing I want to do because I'm like that sounds so much
Yeah,
fun.
it's so cool.
I have one more question about your golf career, and then we can move on to something a little more exciting. But you played golf 4 years at South Carolina. I know you're still really close to the head coach there, Kaylin. Um, and just from your perspective, how fun was college golf? How was your experience being a college golfer? It's something that I cherish so much. And there's so many schools that girls can go and achieve a dream. And I know you've had a great experience as well. Tell us your experience at South Carolina.
Yeah, man, I loved being a Gamecock.
Oh,
I was a little bit of a late bloomer, so I didn't get recruited to a bunch of schools, but I remember my coach Kaylin, I think I saw her maybe my junior year at a recruiting, like just a tournament. She was recruiting me, and I was like, she put so much belief in me from day one. And so when I got the offer to go there, I was like, absolutely, let's do it. And
Mm.
obviously, it was pretty scary being all the way across the country. I had no idea what I was getting myself into there. But it was honestly the experience of a lifetime. I loved every second of it. Kaylin, and at the time, our assistant and director of golf, Puggy, just made it such a great environment for learning, growing. Both of them were so open to any questions we had. They both had so much experience on the pro side of golf too.
Hmm.
And being on a team, I think that's what you don't get to do it often.
Mm-mm.
I don't know if that's why now you even look back at it more fondly because like professional golf is so much lonelier.
Mm.
But it was, I don't think that I am successful on Epson or LPGA if I don't go and play college golf
Hmm.
and have the experiences I have of learning how to travel, learning how to juggle schoolwork, learning how to travel or learning how to manage social life. It just it taught me personally so many aspects
Yeah.
of what it would be like to try and do this now. Just so many amazing
Oh,
memories.
it's so fun. Best 4 years of your
Hmm.
life. I
It
loved
was
it. Go
awesome. Yeah.
Gamecocks.
Go Cox. Roll
Woo!
Tide.
Gig 'em or like whatever. But
Yeah.
anyways, no, I love that though. It's so interesting to see like everyone's different journey, like to
Hmm.
professional golf too. Like obviously some people turn pro when they're like when we were talking to Yulimi, like she was so
Yeah.
young, and so
I was definitely not good enough to do that pre-college.
I wasn't mature enough.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
If
been
you
like,
can,
I've been like,
do
what?
it.
What's California? Where's that?
Yeah, exactly.
oh, that's funny. Okay, Sarah, we are very excited to ask you this question because as Serve Pro's newest ambassador, I mean, who better to ask this to? Because in golf, when bad shots happen, there is the mulligan ball, and when fire, water, or other damage happens, there is Serve Pro.
Surfo knows how to make it like never even happen. And that's where our question to you comes in, Sarah. If you had a mulligan in life or in golf, where would you take it?
Well, my one for life comes really easily.
I love
I would,
that.
I would,
Yeah,
Wow.
great.
I would have tried so much harder to go to another Taylor Swift concert at the end of the year.
I love that.
I had, I was, I had the whole plan in my head. I was like, I'm gonna get tickets last minute to Vancouver, which was like her last weekend on the tour. And I ended up finding tickets last minute that I totally would have bought and were actually like a screaming deal for what it was. But I mean, the flights, the hotels, like I wish I would have just booked the flights and hotels beforehand. So I had them, so it wasn't like a
You could
hindrance.
cancel.
I
Yeah.
know, I'm so sad I didn't go to another Eras Tour show.
Sometimes you just got
I
to
don't
do
know.
it, you know?
I know. Girl,
Sometimes you
I thought
just have
about
to
it.
do it.
I know. Well, I should have texted you. Emma would have been like, "Who
Yeah.
cares? Do it."
I would have been like, do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
No option.
But I find in life, like so many times, if you really want to do something, if you don't just do it, you think about it way
Mm,
too long, and then you end up being like, oh,
yeah.
it's too much
Hmm.
hassle, or too much this, or too much that. But you're never going to regret doing it.
No, you're not for Taylor
It's
Swift. You're
true.
not.
No.
Nope.
Um, Golf wise, I don't know if I have one.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like you wish you could get a shot back here and there,
Yeah.
but I'm a firm believer in like even all of the bad shots that you hit, for some reason they happen in order to learn and
Mm.
do it the next
Yeah.
time and get better from it. So I try not to think too much about any golf mulligans because you probably could think of like a billion.
Yeah.
That's so
Absolutely.
fair.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Oh wow.
Hard hitting question, this
Emma,
one
that's
for Sarah.
tough.
And we're gonna splash this everywhere. So
I know you're
let me ask that
everywhere.
again.
You
Probably,
gotta
What
choose
yeah.
is
carefully.
your favorite Taylor Swift song?
I think maybe Long Live. It just always hits me in my
Mm,
feels. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah,
good one.
that is a really
Do you
good
think she's
one.
gonna do another Eras tour?
I don't see how she goes back on tour and does like an album tour again,
Hmm.
right? Like she just
Yeah,
did like
after
this
that.
3 hour show,
Hmm.
absolutely enormous tour, like never been done before kind of stuff. So I don't know if it'll be full eras, but I think it's still going to be like pretty long. Like I don't
Hmm.
know how it
Yeah.
wouldn't be if you go from that, but girl has to be tired. Like I'm tired for her.
God. I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
It looks
it's insane.
exhausting, but she's great.
Mhm.
Um, okay, Sarah, is there anything else you want to tell us or share with our listeners? Because I think we've covered a lot of bases, which is great.
I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't come with a fun fact.
I have one more. I want
Oh,
one
okay,
more.
okay.
Sorry. I want one more.
Okay, hit it,
If you
Emma.
weren't a golfer, what would you want to be?
Ooh,
Mm.
Anything in your
that's
any dreams?
any dreams? Well, I don't know. Like unrealistically, I think it would have been really fun to be like a professional tennis player
Mm.
because
Mm.
I think it's so fun how much they get to like yell and stuff. Like you get to be like,
Let's
let's go, like
go.
24/7.
Yeah.
I think that that's
I
super
think you should
fun.
do that out on the golf course, though.
Well,
Ugh.
Just start yelling.
I mean, I feel like I did at Solheim a little bit. That's like the moment
That's
where it
fair.
comes out, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if I do something like big enough to warrant
Mm.
that, then I'll do it. But if like a little more realistically, I think it'd be really fun. My brother's an interior designer, and I think it'd be really fun one day to be able to do something together with that. I'll be like the numbers and like person behind the scenes because I don't have a very
Hmm.
creative bone in my body, but he's incredible. So
He is
I think
incredible.
that's always been like a little dream of ours
Next, you could be
of
the next
Aw,
HGTV couple for
show.
duo.
siblings.
Yeah.
Ex
Yeah.
LPGA
I will
star
tune in.
becomes interior design megastar. There you go,
There we go.
HGTV.
Manifest, yeah,
Pick it up.
patent it here or whatever.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah. Good luck this week. We love having friends on the pod, and just to let you
Mhm.
know, most of the time it ends up good for them. So thank you so much, and may the odds
It
be in your
does.
favor.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
We
So
love
much fun.
you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Love
Best
you
of luck this
guys.
week. All right, well, big shout out to Sarah Schmelzel for joining us and actually just coming out of that interview. And obviously, we just talked about Surf Pro and we did the mulligan question, which is always fun to see what everyone thinks. But I actually just wanted to give a little shout out to, or actually a big shout out to Surf Pro because as you know, Emma, like they are amazing and they do really, really great things for the community. But obviously, LA, there's been a lot of, fire damage there with all of the wildfires that happened. And they are actually teaming up with JM Eagle Championship, presented by Plus Pro, and they are giving complimentary admission for all of the people that, have been first responders, all of the people that have been working those fires and just trying to like restore all the damage in LA. And I just think that's really cool. So
Yeah,
I just
come on
wanted
out.
to give them a shout out. Yeah, for sure. You can actually claim the tickets on the website. I checked before we started the podcast. And yeah, hopefully if you're listening to this and you've had anything to do with that, we would love to have you out. So big shout out to Surf Pro. But one other thing we have to talk about because it is coming up. Well, let's just be real for a second. The most wonderful time of the year is coming up, and that is major season. But it's kicked off by the Masters, and we love the Masters around here. I think everybody who likes golf even a little bit knows how like special it is. But with that coming up, that obviously means that drive, chip, and putt is coming up, and also the Augusta National Women's Amateur. And I mean, just what really two cool programs and like amazing things. And we talked a little bit about the girls golf program with Sarah, and there are so many girls golf participants that are participating in these two, or maybe they were in girls golf at one point. And like, just how awesome is that? Because we've seen so many players come through those programs, whether you think about Rose Zhang, Jennifer Kupcho, Amari Avery. Just what do you make of that pipeline and just watching, these little girls compete in drive, chip, and putt or Anwa, and then now to like be on the LPGA.
Yeah, I think that's a kudos to girls golf program. I mean, I think that just means we got to keep an eye on drive, trip, and putt because these are the next stars and this is the
Hmm.
next generation to come. So super excited to watch drive, trip, and putt. It's super fun to watch. They're so cute, and obviously the animal. So good luck to all the kids and the
Hmm.
parents.
Yeah.
But thank you, girls
That
golf, for
sounds
everything you
stressful.
do.
Yeah, for sure. And there are actually 30 girls golf alums competing at Augusta National. So 13 in Onwa and 17 in drive, chip, and putt, which is really, really cool. So keep an eye on that. That'll be so fun to watch. I always love watching them. They're adorable and they're like better at golf than me. So I'm like, okay, that's really cool for me. But yeah, keep an eye on that. It'll be fun to watch. And also tune into Golf Channel this week because I think we are going to have a show in Arizona. So everyone tune into Golf Channel. Thank you for listening. Y'all are the reason that we do this, and we're just so grateful that you could tune in. And we will catch up very soon. But Emma, thank you for doing this per usual. And everyone, thanks for listening.
Thanks. Y'all come back now.